Hello, everyone, and once again, welcome back to ChaiNet, the Agentic Commerce podcast exploring how brands are building in an AI world. I'm Rachit Magan, your host, and today I have a very interesting number for you: 4,700%. Not, it sounds really big, but that's a real figure of the number of the percentage of AI traffic that has increased in the last year to retail sites. And by 2028, roughly one third of all online sales will flow through AI agents, not through humans buying through AI, but actually AI agents. These are AI systems shopping on behalf of users. And brands today are, in general, the Indian D2C market is racing towards almost $300 billion by 2030. But brands are right now, even now, optimizing for human buyers, right? While AI assisted buying is already starting, and complete AI buying on behalf of humans is about to come. And today, that is what we're going to discuss, and we're going to understand that what Indian brands must do before AI agents become the buyer. Our guest today is Anant Bhatt. He's the co-founder and CTO of Paperflight, an AI native revenue enablement platform. And before starting Paperflight, Anant spent almost a decade at Cognizant, where he's actually filed multiple patents and built products that have scaled to millions of revenue. Hello,
Yeah,
Anant. A very warm welcome to ChaiNet
thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here on
as
ChaiNet.
well.
So, hi, I am Anant. I am actually a mechanical engineer by education, but I found myself, I pushed myself to get into software design, software engineering. As Rachit mentioned, I have 10 plus years of experience at Cognizant. In a whole services company, I found a way to get into product design. In a lot of ways, was part of the first product initiative that was started within Cognizant, which actually was quite successful, and it led to when Cognizant as a whole company was trying to get into a more product niche kind of a thing. We were ready, and we were able to convert all our work into patents, and that's how I got like those couple of patents. But at the end of it, this is again during when SaaS was booming, and it really was a really important point where I really thought that I should build something that I will be proud of, because at Cognizant you
Correct.
build for your for the company, but through products you build something that you would really be proud of, right? So that's why we started Paperflight. Paperflight, as you mentioned, is an end-to-end revenue enablement platform. We help
Mhm.
sales teams accelerate their journey, help them understand what sells better, how can you get the buyer's attention. So
Correct.
that's what Paperflight does. That's a
Amazing.
short way from before myself.
Amazing. Amazing. So we will get to Paperflight as well, but let's talk a bit about your journey. So these days, a lot of founders and there's been a lot of glorification of, I would say, dropout founders, right? Like who are dropping out of college or maybe just passing out college and just starting something new, right? You had a full decade of experience before starting Paperflight. What do you Let's start with the first question. Like, what made you stay for 10 years in the same company, and then finally what made you take the step that, okay, what was that one thing thought in mind? You already said that it was something that that, okay, I want to build something for myself, but apart from that, more, if you would introspect yourself, then what was that thing that made you actually take that step?
So honestly, by nature, I like to build things, right?
Right.
That is really mostly my motivation. So at Cognizant, I got the freedom, and that was like very powerful motivator for me, because they would just give me me and my team, they would really just give me a free hand to do whatever we would do. And we did
Correct.
slog through the whole those 10 years were good fun, but there were a lot of work involved in that. But
Right.
of the day, what happened is, as much as I learned a lot of things, and I will always be grateful for Cognizant because it really taught me one very important thing of how to think from what the customer wants and
Hmm.
how to solve those problems. But at the end of the day, honestly, truth was, at its core, Cognizant was not a product company and is always going to be a service company. And so your product, whatever we build, it would reach a certain volume and then it would get stalled because that's not really what they are. Uh,
Right.
for, right? They
Then
are
the
good
focus
doers.
shifts, and then they move more into, yes.
Uh, and so there was a long time we had this thing that if we had that free reign, if we really built something and marketed it, we will still have the joy of building, but we would really do it right? And that was something that I really wanted to see it through, saying that yes, if I build something, will it sell? Will people use it? And I'm really happy I took that plunge because at the end of the day, it's very satisfying when somebody buys your thing. Even
I
now,
know.
even if it's a $200-300 sale, I still feel like, oh yes, that's something I built. Like these people are using all the reviews. Be it negative feedback, I don't mind on those. If people come and say I didn't
Right.
find your product good, cool, I will fix it. But at
Right.
least
No, I think, yeah, negative feedback is very important. That's positive feedback, is so the other day I was going through some video of Ankur Variko, and he was showing his Google Drive where he has two folders. He's like that when I'm very proud of myself, and I'm like that, okay, nothing can change, and like I've achieved everything I want. Then I open the negative feedback folder, and then I come back to the ground. That this is what real. Right, yeah. And when I'm low, then I open the positive feedback folder, and then I start feeling happy again. So yeah, it's both sides of the coin. But yeah, if there's any feedback, it means that your product is being used, and that's yeah. And do you think for other founders, like your experience in Cognizant helped you learn something? Let's say someone who's starting out fresh out of college would not know.
yes, one of the things like most of our like fellow co-founders and all this. So the startup journey is that you sell SMB, you sell one license, two license, right? And
Yes.
then you learn to rise up the ladder. Then you sell it to like a mid market, and then finally enterprise. Cognizant, actually, we did not realize it back then, but they really trained us into selling enterprise.
Hmm.
So, and if you look at the enterprise language, is like completely different. They start with like, oh,
Correct.
I need this document, I need this security, I need these policies and all that. And they never like that was never bothered us because they're like, yeah, sure, yeah, we have all of these. So very early on in our, I think so in our like year journey, we landed like a huge enterprise company, right? And it was completely. We realized only later that that does not happen that easily. And so for us, speaking that enterprise language, working with them, that is something that we learned at Cognizant. We used to
Hmm.
talk to like CEOs of multi-million dollar Forbes 500 customers, and all we are used to it because that's what Cognizant brand was as such, right? So
Correct.
that is something that we realized that our peers used to like come and even the pioneers in the market who really were like growing 60 million thing, they used to proudly come and say, now we have started cracking the enterprise game, and I didn't realize it was that hard.
Hmm.
That's one thing we learned at Cognizant.
Yeah, I think that's really good knowledge, and for people starting out, yeah, I think it for them, like if you're just out of college, even reaching to an enterprise is its own ball game, right? So it's very different from selling to SMBs and mid market, for sure, 100%. Yeah. I think, yeah, that is a very important skill which you can only learn through experience, and experience can be in your own company as well. But yeah, but if it's in some other company where you already have those clients, then it's better. So let's get to the topic of our discussion for today. Recently there was a report by Adobe where they say that, which is the number which I quoted, where they're saying that AI traffic in general has risen to 4,700% in the last year over year. Metrics, everything is different. What does it actually mean for brands and businesses on ground? Like, are they noticing this shift? Are they saying that, okay, this is what we want, and are they able to even do that, do what they want, and be ready for this?
Yes. So I think that shift is phenomenal, right? Because the one thing that has happened which is slightly harder than in the Google era of sorts, was to capture the intent of why that user has come to your site or whatsoever, right?
Correct.
Mostly you would be targeted through social media and ads and those kind of things. But when they land on your website, it's very hard for you to realize what the intent is coming.
Correct.
And whether we like it or not, like at this point of time, we are pouring our souls into the AI platforms. We're like saying, these are
Yes.
my pain points and these are my problems and this is what I'm looking for. So the amount of intent that we are giving the AI platforms, it's huge. And so when an AI platform comes to your website, it is no longer discover your source or I'm seeing what's going on in your website. No, I have come with an intent to buy. And the AI has taken me there. It is. So if you are able to satisfy what they're looking for, if you're able to identify that intent or build for that intent or that, and that's where I assume the game is, but if you're able to do that, the sale will increase. Because I did check that report and it's very interesting said that although, as you said, metrics are metrics because again, it's a new traffic. So
Exactly.
percentage they are
Percentage is very relative, right?
very relative, right? It's still a very small number compared to like coming
Actual
from
traffic. Correct.
actual traffic. But the conversion rates of those traffic are high, are
Hmm.
significantly higher. Because again, people have come with an intent to the website. They are not there for just window shopping of sorts, but they have come. The AI has identified that this your website is the best way to do it. Now, it's literally what was the SEO game during the golden period of Google. That's the thing. It's just that it's slightly black boxish at this point of time because we don't know
Correct.
what decisions that AI makes. There was like just recently I was looking at another article that was like saying that yes, AI is making a decision, like not in the D2C context, but if I take it in my context of like from an
Right.
engineering standpoint, vibe coding of sorts, right? Like when Lovable or any of the vibe coders I do, and I don't make decisions on platforms and all. I just tell it like I want a backend system. Can you
Correct.
do something? The AI picks the tool.
Hmm.
Whatever is the thing that in a sense is shopping for you, right? Because if
Yes.
it's and you're okay with that decision, you will buy the license for it. You will buy the use it. But
Correct.
how those systems get picked up? And you would assume that, oh, you know what? It's a constant. Maybe this is the most used platform of as of date, and hence that's the one that's being used. Or maybe it could be as mundane as when the model was trained, that was what was used.
Right.
Very ironically, every time the model shifts, the decision changes. And
Yes.
it's a very surprising thing. So I don't think so. Even the AI companies itself have given thought to how
Hmm.
sale would happen. For all you know, it could be like an app store of sorts when you go and sell it to the AI company with all your pitch to it.
Correct.
But at this point, today, a model would pick your store to buy, but just like that, tomorrow it might decide not to.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
going to be, and
That's.
the person who cracks this is really good with it.
And what are you noticing across your customer base? Are they asking for more things on the AI side and optimizing for AI, or are they, or it's like that? Okay, yeah, maybe sometime in the future. Right now, we're not. It's
So we sell to like all
correct.
walk of life, right? So it's like you have SMEs, single licenses to middle market to enterprise.
Yes.
As with any technology, enterprise tend to play it safe, right?
Hmm.
Because for them also, they do shift, but it takes longer because they
Time.
also have that
Yes.
much legal liabilities also. And in the age of it, I completely agree with it because nothing is certain. So uh, we see the reverse trend in the enterprises, although they have appetite for AI.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, when it hits the corporate security layer, last year it was no AI.
Mm-hmm.
This year it is guardrailed AI. Is like more of like,
Hmm.
oh, you cannot send it to ChatGPT, but maybe OpenAI APIs are fine. So there are a lot more guardrail.
Hmm.
SMBs are like just mavericks. It's like the wild wild west. Yeah, take everything and just make it work. Uh,
Right.
it doesn't work. It's fine. We'll figure something else out.
Right.
So there are different areas of it, but
Hmm.
also too many distractions. Also, to be honestly true, like everyone is selling everything, and the promises are like huge, right?
Correct.
everyone is saying that, yeah, you can fire 90% of your staff, the AI will do everything for you. I
Yes.
don't think that's being delivered at any front at this point of time, right? So I don't see that happening. But yes, there is like the general appetite. People want it. They don't know how to use it.
Correct.
They, I think so. Maybe ChatGPT also is kind of spoiled because really there is no ramp up time to ChatGPT. It's just like you
Just
open it, you type it, and your
correct. Right.
day one you could have done it.
Right.
Every other AI solution, there is a ramp up time.
Hmm.
I can't just give you. What we have learned is there is no true AI product.
Hmm.
There is AI enabled, like, products,
Right.
meaning that you have to configure it for your company, understand how your company works, how your function works,
Right.
tailor. That are the areas where you get the best results.
Correct. Yeah. That's, I think, that's a fair point. Like there are these LLMs are the only true AI products. Everything else is, yeah, AI enabled SaaS at the
Yeah.
end of the day. Yes. Fair. Yeah. That's a valid point. There's a community question which I think somewhat is also what I wanted to ask in one of my future in one of my following questions. But the question is, will AI agents eventually replace influencer recommendations when people buy online?
Yes and no. Like, yes is no, because again, it's a new tech. We have to give it to it that the general AI response is better than an average person would. Like that is hands down given. There's no doubt
Right.
about it. An average AI answer is definitely better than an average human answer. The true, really true thing is that what has come out is that we as humans value scarcity, or value is given to something that is scarce.
Right.
Something in abundance has no value, right?
Hmm.
And there are throughout your history you could see this, right? Like before 1900s, before the age of cameras, you had paintings, and those were like most valuable because it was very scarce. It was very hard to do it, right?
Correct.
When photography came, yes, that lost value, but art did not, right?
Hmm.
You transformed your art into a different thing that could not be photographed.
Right.
We didn't go into modernism, we didn't go into cubism, we went into postmodern. So many other eras we went into. Same with printers of sorts. When printers came to, why is not everyone creating art and putting on their wall? Why? Because
Right.
lost value. But then people started creating so many different things that you cannot do it in a printer.
Correct.
And that's truly also, at least my perspective of why we don't understand modern art is because we are like, oh, what is so special about this thing? But it's something that is scarce. It's
Hmm.
something that you only that person could do it, right?
Correct.
So the same thing with your influencer thing. Yes, now suggestions are scarce, so we have value to it, or at least it's a thing. But once everyone is giving you this AI thing,
Hmm.
you are going to be starved for a human thing. So you would really look for something different. You would really look for something that is like, does it mean that it's not going to work? No, obviously it will be.
Right.
It is going to. So that's why there's going to be that age of, yes, we're going to listen to what AI says and listen to going to take recommendations from that. But eventually we will go back to a human touch. But it might not be the same thing.
It might not be influencers on Instagram. It might be something else completely. But the
Something.
human influence element would still be there.
Yes, maybe I assume you would want some human effort to give it back.
Hmm. Correct, correct. You're messaging your friends that, hey, are we meeting at 8 o'clock? And they send a chat, like a AI generated reply that, hi, thanks for messaging, thanks for asking if we're meeting at 8 o'clock. And yes, we are, and see you at this. And I'm like, guys, just say yes, man. Don't do that.
Is the new trend.
Correct.
Yeah. Now, at this point in time, organizations are unable to guarantee if the content they have is actually correct. It
Right.
is not about stale content anymore. It is like, yeah, my sales guy just made a content. He did not read what it is and he's just shared it. So that is the new challenge, and that's what we are trying to solve. Like saying that, okay, you have produced content, but at least are you in the ballpark of what you're saying, what
Hmm.
you missed, what you have hallucinated, all of
Hmm.
those things. So our new goal mission is content chaos. How do we solve for that?
And how do you do like, so for let's say sales guys, now the content which you write is now AI generated, right? I'm assuming. But then how do you do that you optimize for uh, good content, let's say?
Yes, because see, for content creators, which came out very well was that content creator jobs went off because now I use like
Absolutely.
technical writers, they survive because they're really that
Hmm.
industry was that every line, every word is meticulously calculated, saying that should I have this or should I have it differently. So that role still exists, and those are actually a good content strategy in a company. They hire technical writers, they write content, and those are the ones that will survive in the long run, right? People who produce content that is technically right, like has information, has factual information, has
Correct.
added new knowledge to it. Obviously, we live in an age of like, or our ICPs and all are marketing, and they are going to generate the AI content. That's not
Right.
so. So we're not even getting into this now game of like saying that, oh, this is the content shared. Now it is more of he has asked me this, what should I share? And so we read all content. A lot of it actually just gets summarized into 2, 3 lines. That's literally
Correct.
new AI content is that set. It's all so much, but it's actually just 2, 3 lines of
Yes.
that is the job that we do. It's not. I'm not talking about summarization. I'm just like, how do I take valuable information off from this content, figure out what you want me to send, and I send it. We have
Hmm.
another product that also creates that, like saying that okay, this is what they have asked, so I'll create a landing page that you can share. Will I be able to? Will the industry wake up one day and say that oh shit, we have too much AI generated content? No. Sadly, I think so. We're going down the way of email spam. It's there to stay. You are not going to. We will build systems to ignore those parts of it.
Hmm. Right. So yeah, within email also they'll, like I'm guessing right now Gmail has integrated a way to write bigger emails like that AI generated email. Very soon there'll be the reverse as well, right? Where you click a button and it'll just give you a summary.
I get that. Like, I think the corporate accounts is there. I get that. Oh, summary. Don't read the whole thing. There's the summary
Oh
on.
yeah, there is a summary already. Yes, correct, correct.
So it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be that. It's literally. I think email is dead. Like literally,
Hmm.
email is dead because I don't like meticulously follow it anymore. Because as a practice, what has happened is if I want to get your attention, I would like either Slack you or WhatsApp you of sorts.
100%. Yes.
Email is just there's no more guarantees anymore.
Correct. Correct. I think for me now the biggest email I'm probably using for only two use cases. One is the calendar for meetings,
Exactly.
and the other one is for updates, right? Like notifications, which transactions happened, and all of that. That's probably it, right? No one's using. Very few people are still using email for communication. Like that's it's already happened. Very interesting. And in general, India, if we look at India, it is already becoming one of the biggest online commerce market, right? There are almost 300 million online shoppers. And how do you see agentic commerce in India versus, let's say, the West? Because I'm assuming you're working with both the geographies, right? Is India more ready for agentic commerce, or will India still be 5 years behind, or if not five, then a few years behind the West?
Actually, it's a very good thing. If you like see the few of the last like modern inventions that happened,
Correct.
like the
All the
shifted the world.
technical revolutions.
Yes, right. Like the computer, internet, thing,
Yes,
mobile phone, then all of those ones, right?
correct.
E-commerce, now the AI. Uh, it's actually been an exponentially lowering curve. Like computers, I think so. We were like easily like some 10 years behind. From the
Correct.
time
Yes.
it came to when it became like mainstream in India, at least 10 to 15 years behind.
Yes.
Internet was shorter, quite shorter actually, right? Like 5 years, maybe 3 years or something of the sort. Mobile phone was literally like 2 years, 3 years. I really had never expected mobile phones to catch up.
Hmm.
But they caught up like crazy, right? Mobile phone and internet was much shorter. Like that was like it was always a vanity in India, and then suddenly it's like necessity. Everyone has it, right? And then e-commerce, I also again had not expected, because one of the hardest thing in India always was courier services were never guaranteed
Yes.
before the e-commerce wave,
Right.
right? And people trusting something without seeing was not going to happen.
Hmm.
And we cracked that. We like cracked that in a model that is very unique to India. It's
Hmm.
not like I don't think so. A US model would survive where you have cash on delivery and all that. I don't think they have it there, or they
Nah,
love that.
they don't. Yeah, they don't have it there. Cash
And
on
that
delivery is a very Indian thing.
and that kind of a system in India, which typically is not that trusting of a lot of things. It's a and so and then now certain areas we've gone beyond. Like I think so this whole dark commerce and all that is very new.
Yeah.
Like it's not very Western. Like people those come here and they're like, what is this Swiggy 5 minute thing and 10 minute thing?
Correct.
What is going on? Like right?
Correct.
Same with the AI revolution, we have surpassed even in US in the number of users who use it and the volume. So much so that all of the major players in AI are looking at India as a big market, like as a number one market for them to. Because that was never there before. Never, you were always second. You launch the phone in US, 6 months later you get it in India. But
Right.
off late you would see that there are same day launches and there are offers.
Yes.
So one is that.
Same day, and even the other day, I was looking at prices. Even like it's earlier, you when there's a friend coming from the US or Dubai or something, you will say, "Please get me an iPhone. Please get me a whatever." But these days, it's the same, right? Even like, yeah.
So the gap of the is there.
Hmm.
Maybe almost an agentic kind of thing, right? I really see a huge potential for India, because one of the unique problems that India has is language barriers of sorts. So you
Hmm.
have these very localized markets in its own, right? Like for example, if you look at it in Chennai, you have these mega giants like Pothys and Sarvana stores or whatever, but they're like
Right.
only in Tamil Nadu and maybe like a little bit in the south.
Correct.
They don't come in the north that far, right? And that's because there's a language barrier that you like want to figure it out. And
Right.
also taste change by just like a few kilometers. I just go from here to that, and there's a completely
Right.
different state with a different language, with a different sense of fashion, taste, and all of those.
Absolutely.
But this agentic could solve that problem, because now language does not become a barrier. I could speak
Hmm.
in Hindi, and that other person there could, like, or rather, the person could be targeting me in, let's say, Bengali. But when it comes to me, it comes in, like, let's say, Kannada or Tamil or something, right?
Correct.
That gap is literally what the agent could solve for you, right? That's one. The other one, really, that it could really, really solve for you is, I think so. We're very fast when it coming of like decision making and all that. So I really do see the potential where I would buy something on the go, unplanned. Like meaning a workflow that I can kind of envision is, there's a festival coming.
Hmm.
And the AI knows my preference, my thing, what I bought last year, what I want looking for this time. Maybe also take all my Instagram things and makes a purchase like 10 days before, let's say, Diwali, and my dress is here.
Hmm.
See that happening. Like
Yes.
in it's completely possible, because as much as we are changing, these patterns do not change. We do celebrate all the festivals. We have these things that we do. Everything. So that is something I really do.
Fair. I think. Yeah. Please.
And last, I just wanted to say, I really do hope this works, because it will be good for the thing also. We move from production to sales, from that cycle to more of like sales to production. Using AI, if I'm able to get my dress, my thing, like the look that I want, if I'm able to build that first, and then somebody always says, "Oh, you want this? Fine, I'll make this and I'll send it to you."
Right.
That would be, we stop a lot of wastage, is what I feel.
That's very interesting. So there's another community question from Ankit. So Ankit is asking, if you were advising a new Indian D2C founder today, what would you focus on more, improving marketing or building a better data infrastructure?
Very tricky, right? Because This is one other thing that I just wanted to point out was that for all its marvelous things that AI does, it still starts with the first thing of I have to ask something.
Hmm.
Right? That's the trigger point. I have to say, give my intent. I have to put a prompt.
Correct.
So discovery is still a thing. You have to you have to be out there. Google will still be relevant for these reasons. I have to
Right.
have that ability to discover something. Social media will still be there for the same reason. Like it could transform into completely different, but the need and the intent of that will still always remember, and hence marketing will always be there, right? Persona might change. Instead of attracting humans, you could attract agents. That's
Right.
a complete possible option that is out there, right? But that is always going to stay. So yes, I would always say that focus on marketing. Do not let that go.
Hmm.
Although AI can help you generate the content, but please always have that human touch to it. Please
Correct.
have that one. The next question you want to like, should I focus on data infrastructure? Yes, you should. Like that's always going to be your so that in current age, tech is no longer a moat, right? Because especially in India, with the kind of exposure we have into technology and engineering, at this point of time, you could really use 2, 3 people and build any replica in 2 weeks or three
Hmm.
weeks, right? The tech is never going to be a moat. Like it is always going to be. It has to be either be data.
Right.
The age of AI, data has to be vast. And
Hmm.
founder of a thing without funding or that kind of a muscle, you building a data that vast is not going to work out, right?
Correct.
You would aim for it. That should be your overall vision to say that I am going to. Nobody understands my customer as me, but as a founder and as you just found starting this company, it'll be hard. It's always
Hmm.
going to be that. What you really have to do, as always with any startup, is that you really have to find a segment that really loves you, and you
Correct.
do that need for them, do that thing that is nobody else is doing. I really, but also truly think that for D2C right now, maybe the age of AI will solve few of those problems that SaaS companies had before. Like for example, before cloud came, why people would not build their own SaaS companies or any software companies? Because you need to buy a server, you need to
Hmm.
host, you need to have an IT team doing it, and they are very expensive thing. They're
Right.
not cheap, right? With the advent of cloud, like also the startup program for AWS and all, you could really for free you could host and do it, right?
Correct.
Same kind of things is going to happen to D2C, meaning that I don't have to, if you're able to solve this thing where I'm not hosting any inventory, I'm not holding inventory. Like even now, if for me to sell on Amazon or all, I have to guarantee some inventory. I have to give them, thing. I'm holding some cost. And if it doesn't sell, it's a problem for me, right?
Right.
That could get solved with AI, where I sell a concept before I, but
Hmm.
please always continue marketing. That's not going. Audience might change, who you're selling to might change, but you still have to market your thing.
Yes,
It's
100%.
really a thing. Data, I completely agree. If as a company, if you're able to generate some valuable data, you will get like sold in millions.
Hmm. Fair. Makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. And that a lot of technical founders do not realize it. I did not realize it in my first startup that building the best product or having the best data pipelines, having the best dashboards will not make you successful. Users and your customers will, and they only come. You can only you think that okay, I'll build a product, like build it and they will come, and if I have the best product in the market, I'll get users. But no, it does not happen like that. You still have to reach out, you still have to go, you still have to market them, and only then you can do that. Just a couple of last questions, Anant. As a CTO, as a technical CTO, what's your philosophy on building AI features? Do you think people should be focusing on building like some proprietary AI, or they should be plugging into existing models and building on top? Plus, what are your thoughts about having human in the loop in technology? Will it still, right now, of course, it is, but will it still be the case, or will it be in general all tech become fully AI?
So okay, again, perspective I'm going to change. Like so, current jobs are not no longer going to stay. That's for sure. You're not going to sit and have like a front end developer and a back end developer and all
Right.
of those things, right? What I really see this as like, see, even back in the day, people used to write like in white code and it should be like one zeros and it used to be that machine level programming. When they built an assembly, they said we don't need those developers now. I have like a bunch of people who are going to do it.
Right.
But the honest truth is that you still need those people. There are still people who are doing that kind of
Correct.
work. Not necessarily that, but they tend to become niche, and that's what I kind of see. Like for example, again, back in the day when we had servers and thing, we used to have so many IT network engineers and all of those things. When
Yes.
cloud came, yes, those jobs went, but they didn't disappear. They're still like there are still data sectors that need those people.
Correct.
It's become like only the best of the best ones get into a field. The same thing is going to happen here. It is going to, in a way, introduce a new class of engineers. Not engineers, what do you want to call them in the new age?
Right.
White coders or whatever. Is that the way I see it? Is also is that now instead of Java, people are writing in English. Same, it's still a programming
Right.
language, right? It's
Correct.
good. Like you still need it, right? So that is not going to go. Regarding proprietary versus thing, like a lot of like see all of these tech advances are almost the same, right? In the nature, true nature of it. Meaning, when again I'm going to use the cloud engineering as an example of it. When cloud came out, uh, yes, it was good tech and all. But now, should I build a proprietary cloud of my own? No, it's too expensive to build it. Like it's you need a vast
Right.
amount of money to kind of do that, right?
Yes.
Going to consolidate into like few players, and I think so. That's what is happening with AI LLMs per se. Now it's consolidating into like 4 5 players out there. But at the same point, what's going to happen now is that we've been kind of pushed into this game of that you have to pick one and you have to pick the most intelligent. But I really see what also is going to happen is that my needs are not that complex and I need like the best of the best of like a
Correct.
20 of some very thoughtful thing. If I'm going to really just be doing data extraction, there are so many open source models that do it very well on your laptop, like on a
Right.
very, not even a GPU, not even a very expensive, on like very simple things. I can run an open source model that will get me the thing.
Correct.
What's going to happen is that like how we also like founders have this thing of I have only so much capital to hire people. So yeah, I would love to have an IIT grad as my developer, but you know what? I can only hire at this rate. I think
Right.
the same thing is going to happen. We're going to start picking models for the job. So no, I don't really think that as founders we'll be able to like, get into the really high tech of AI that easily. You
Right.
could, but that would be like pure tech, like the super core tech.
Correct.
But the proprietary will be more of like we will pick cheaper, simpler models, simpler jobs.
Right. 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 Yeah, I think that's solid vision. And of course, like SLMs, of course, are will there are a lot of people now doing that. But even with LLMs, like smaller, faster models sometimes work more than than the more expensive ones. 100%. Great, Anand. So this is I'm doing this for the first time. It can go really wrong, or we can have fun. So I'm gonna do a rapid fire. I'm gonna ask you 4 questions. In these questions, you have to answer just with a couple of words, right? No very strict rules, but just very short answers, maybe 1 word or 5 words, right? So let's start. So give me one technology or trend that you feel is massively overhyped. Fair. Fair. One thing which is very underhyped and something people should pay more attention to than they are.
Use agents to plan your task, not plan your task. That is
Amazing.
really, very underrated.
Yes. Best piece of advice you got that you have ignored and then later realized that okay, this was really good.
Just quite a few, but I think so. The best one that I really forgot, I had not seen it, but think is that do not ask people what you want, things you want to solve. Like you don't ask them for a solution. Ask them for the problem, and then you give them the solution. It's a whole different perspective. But that was one piece of advice. I initially started with like saying that, oh, tell me what you want to solve, how you want me to solve it, I'll solve it for you. So ask the problem, not the solution.
Not the solution. Amazing. Last question. If you were not the CTO of Paperflight, what would you be doing right now?
I would be building something. That's for sure. It would be something. It might not have been software also. Like I've got like way diverse things. Like I'm on the other side doing even 3D printing. That also is a whole different area.
Right.
Even now, I'm actually working with another startup trying to do something in that front. But yeah,
Amazing.
maybe building something.
Right. Yeah. No, I saw that. That I saw a couple of in our background research. They came up with the 3D printing interest, but yeah, maybe that's for some other podcast, some other day. But yeah, that industry itself is also very interesting, growing very fast, and there's a lot of opportunity in that. But yeah, Anand, thank you so much. It has been a very valuable conversation for all our listeners. That is Anant. He's the CTO of Paperflight. You can find him on LinkedIn. He's tagged on the live stream itself, or you can check Paperflight out. And yeah, that's a wrap on this episode of ChaiNet. And if you found this useful, please share it with someone who needs to hear it, and please subscribe to see what's coming next. I'm Rachit Magan, and this was ChaiNet. See you on the next one. Anant, a very, very big thank you for this time and for your valuable insight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great.